Welcome back to the Peace and Progress podcast. Happy New Year. It's a
Happy
new
New
2026.
Year.
2026 malfunction. All right. I feel, like I said, I feel so rusty doing this. It's been like 3 weeks, I feel like,
Yeah, probably.
since we've done one. Because
Yeah.
we had New York.
And then Christmas.
And then
New Year's.
Christmas and then New Year's. And yeah, so at least 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I think we did one right before. We did one right before New York.
Mm-hmm.
Which brings me to my topic today. 2 things I want to talk about. We're going to keep this one short and sweet, and I want to end it with the second thing that I want to talk about. But we've already kind of gone over this, but just to update and reiterate from everything that we've done last month, going to New York, talking about the trip, and we can make it as brief or as long as possible, or as long as you want to. But I want to kind of go over everything that we did, and then we'll talk about your highlights, the things you liked, the things you didn't like.
Mm-hmm.
We can tell the horror stories if you want that much time, and then we're going to end it with something else. We'll wait till that point, though. So, New York, we got back. We went to New York on the 10th to the 16th of December, and then obviously Christmas and New Year's. So let's talk about New York. Let's recap that, since that was kind of like the last one that we did before we went. Well, we did the questions one, but
yeah,
last one that we did before we went. So let's go ahead and recap New York. What did you think of New York? Because that was your second time there and my second time there.
Honestly, I think our trip was like the perfect trip. I think we did probably more than we had planned. Definitely more than we had planned, I think.
See, I kind of feel the opposite, in the sense where I felt like there was a lot of things that we could have done on multiple days, which we kind of did.
Right.
But I feel like we also kind of did only like one big thing a day.
Well, I mean, like the big things that we had planned, like tickets for.
Yeah.
But not really. I mean, it's obviously hard because for 90% of the trip we walked.
Mm-hmm.
So you're trying to plan things that are around the same area because you're not going to be walking all over the city.
I mean, we kind of did.
Well, right, but you
times.
want to try and be as, strategic as possible, because otherwise I don't think we would have done all the stuff we did if we didn't plan it.
Yeah, and we got to do a couple things a few times too.
Right.
Like we went to, which we'll get into, but we went to Rockefeller Center quite a bit. Obviously only one time to do the ice skating, but like we were at Rockefeller Center and that area frequently.
Yeah.
I feel like we went, and just saw different places or went different places.
Yeah, but the other thing is too, like we only went to FAO Schwartz, one time or 2 times? One time.
We went once, yeah, but the line was like insane after that
Right,
too.
that's what I'm saying, is like I feel like we kind of learned quickly that a lot of the places that were known to have lines, if we got up and went early enough, then there wasn't really a line, or it wasn't as bad.
Mm-hmm. Well, on that note too, remember like FAO Schwartz, and the Lego store had said that it opened like an hour after that. It was actually open when we were just walking by to see it, and then we were like,
there was a lot of places that said online that they opened at a certain time, but they actually opened earlier, and maybe it was their winter hours or whatever.
Which is what I was saying for FAO Schwartz. That's what helped us.
Yeah.
Because there was like no line. I think we got there like right after it opened.
Yeah.
But we were under the impression that it wasn't opening for still like another hour or so.
Right. So the plan was to kind of go down there and just kind of like hang around until they opened. But as we were walking up, we saw people inside.
Well, lining up too, yeah.
Yeah. So then we were like, well,
but the line was relatively short when we went.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that was day one. FAO Schwartz. We did the Lego store. We went on day one. I don't remember, but just everything that we did. Serendipity,
Liberty
Bagels,
Central
which
Park.
wasn't a fan of, but yeah, Central Park. We saw the Plaza Hotel. The kids were like obsessed, obviously, with Home Alone, which we talked about in the previous podcast. But Serendipity. We did the Statue of Liberty.
Oh, you're just naming everything.
Just places, places that we went. Statue of Liberty. We did the Empire State Building. We went to the Macy's. We went to Times Square multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
We went to not only with Statue of Liberty, but we went to Battery Park.
Battery
Ellis.
Park.
Well, it's at Battery Park, but we went to Ellis Island.
Right.
We did Ground Zero.
Mhm.
where the Twin Tower memorials are, and then the one Twin Tower, the new one. We walked around. I guess that would be downtown New York. Saw the Ghostbusters
Yeah.
firehouse. We saw the Friends house. So we did quite a bit as in Rockefeller Center ice skating. But basically, what I'm saying is that's everything that we did while we were in New York. Which is,
Macy's,
I said that.
Bryant Park,
Bryant Park was another one. That one was
Chrysler
cool.
Building, Grand Central Station.
But yeah, but we did go in Grand Central Station, but Chrysler Building we just saw because it was like right there.
Right.
Like we didn't have plans to go there. I was just like, if we're relatively close,
Yeah.
White Castle.
Yeah, and we went to that diner where they had all those singers.
Oh,
That was cool.
what was that called? Ellen's Stardust
Yeah.
Diner?
Yeah.
Stardust.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
That was cute.
That was cool too. I forgot we did that. Yeah, food was the highlight for sure, or one of them. Carmine's. So that was just a quick story with that because this is not even important. But when I went in 2012 to New York, kind of did all of the same stuff that I just mentioned, except we went to, we talked about that too, Jacob's birthday, where I was like super drunk pretty much that whole trip because we were only there like 3 days. And that was obviously back when I was drinking heavy. But we went to Carmine's, which we found out because I was like, I couldn't remember the name of it, but I knew that where we were walking the day that we walked past it, it was closed. So I was like, well, let's go see it because I'll remember what it looks like. And then that's what it was. And that was, I think you said it was your favorite place that we ate.
Oh, yeah. The food was so good.
Which was insane because it was like literally what that would be 10, 13 years later.
Yeah. I mean, it's really well known, I think.
No, for sure. I mean, people that have been to New York, they know about it, or people that lived in New York. But I'm just saying it's crazy. One, not only that I remembered that place, but two, again, I was drunk when we ate there because we went to Times Square and then we went and saw Book of Mormon, and then we either ate after or before.
So when you guys went, oh, that's right. So when you went initially, you stayed around Madison Square Park, which is
we stayed
quite far from Times Square.
Relatively, yeah. Well, we walked to Carmine's, but it was a long walk. It took us a while to get there. So we stayed at the Carlton.
Right.
That's what I told you about. And it would not the Ritz-Carlton because that's what everybody says. We stayed at the Ritz-Carlton, but there was a hotel called the Carlton in New York. And weirdly enough, this is how I found out it's no longer there. If you look it up on Google Maps, like on your maps in your phone, it still says the Carlton, but
so maybe it went out recently.
It's under a new ownership, new name. So it says like the Carlton / something. But we walked by the hotel and it's not even, there's nothing there. It's just empty.
I think maybe they're
building
under construction. Yeah.
Right. But if you go on your maps on your phone, it shows pictures of the Carlton still.
Well, yeah.
But at one point, before that, because when we were first talking about planning the trip to New York, I looked that place up just to see, and it said it was permanently closed. So there was like no footage of it anywhere on your maps. And then weirdly enough, it like popped back up. They like updated it and now it's back on there, but it's under a new name. So
yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, that's so what I was saying about Carmine's is one, not only that I remembered that it was there, but I was saying how good the food was, but obviously I was drunk. So it's like anything really tastes good like that at that point when you're hungry. So it was just crazy that you actually enjoyed it and that it was your top place that we went because it was as good as I remember.
It honestly tastes like
13 years ago.
Tastes like a home cooked meal, like a true Italian.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we went to like the Hard Rock or Yard House, and it's just like it's restaurant food.
Well, okay. Well, we went to the Yard House because we had a gift card.
Yeah.
And that was our last night, so we were like tapped out on money. But
they were both good. But
yeah, they're good.
Just like,
but that's stuff you get here in LA.
Well, right, and maybe that's what it is too. But it just tasted like Carmine's tasted like
authentic Italian.
Yes.
Yeah, but also on the Hard Rock note, like that's more of like a tradition with our family. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we always go if there's a Hard Rock around, we always go to the Hard Rock, and then we get a T-shirt as like the souvenir because most of the Hard Rocks say where you buy it.
Yeah.
Right. Whether it's like a different country or state, but because we went to one in Paris too, didn't we? In France.
It wasn't in Paris. Yeah, it was in
Nice, whatever. But we went there too to a Hard Rock. There was like one on the beach.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Like on my side, that's more of like a traditional thing. So usually if there's a Hard Rock around, we'll go and just eat there. Even though we've never done that in San Diego. I just realized.
Yeah, I mean maybe because it's
there.
A couple hours away.
Okay. So, do you have any
Actually,
others?
I don't think there's a restaurant in San Diego anymore, and that's why.
I'm pretty sure there is. We just went in that hotel because the kids had to go to the
Right,
bathroom.
but it's a diner. It's not actually a Hard Rock restaurant anymore.
Oh, because it's just the Hard Rock Hotel.
Yes.
I get what
There
you're
was
saying.
some other diner, like Maryland's or something, that it was called, and I think they just do like breakfast and lunch or something because it's been closed the last couple times
Mhm.
that we walk by. But yeah.
So, is there anything else you want to add on what we did while we were there, or no?
Um, I don't think so. I mean, obviously, we tried like a bunch of viral food that we saw on Instagram.
That was all you're doing.
Yeah.
The I was just telling somebody the other day about the stupid rainbow grilled cheese. And it was like it just tastes like grilled cheese, and it was like $15 for a
Well,
freaking
right.
sandwich
But
for bread and cheese.
it's
But
the experience.
I guess for the memes, you did it for the Instagram, really.
Yeah. The
Um,
boys thought it was cute.
mhm.
That was probably the only food item they did like.
No, I think they liked a lot of stuff that we did. You talking about just like the famous stuff or the Instagram stuff?
Yeah.
Probably.
We waited in line for an hour for the glaze
Glaze, yeah.
hot cocoa.
Yeah, don't do
And
that.
Brooks refused
So
to drink it.
well, he didn't want the because if you look at the picture that I posted it, if you look at the picture, it looked I thought it was
I
ice
thought it
cream
was
too.
ice cream too, which I guess it doesn't make any sense. Why would they put ice cream on top of hot cocoa?
Why would you eat frozen hot chocolate at Serendipity? I'm still trying to figure that one out.
Okay.
Anyway, it was what's it called? Not styrofoam. What's it called?
It was whipped cream.
Whipped cream. There you go. Thank you. Styrofoam would have been
Like a
equally
really
as-
thick consistency, like
Yeah, but you like went to drink it and it just like dissipated in your mouth.
yeah. No,
Anyway,
I thought it was good, but Brooks doesn't like whipped cream, so
no, I thought the hot cocoa was good, but it was $12 and it was an hour wait. So
yeah, it wasn't good for the
I would never
price.
recommend that. The only thing I would say is if it was 20 minutes, no more,
Yeah,
I would say wait. It's worth that.
and it
but
was snowing.
yeah, but I would not wait.
Started to snow.
I would not wait more than 20 minutes for that
I
place.
thought that other one was good though.
S'mores and more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was a good one too. That was in Bryant Park.
Mm-hmm.
That was at the famous spot too. That was an Instagram spot, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Instagram was on top of the grilled cheese, which I don't remember what that was. Happy cheese? What was it called?
I don't remember.
Anyway. Okay, so this is what I would recommend. We'll just go through the list one more time real quick. But if you haven't been to New York or you're planning a trip to go back to New York, because I think to me the coolest part was in 2012, there's maybe like one or two things we did this trip that I didn't do
Mm-hmm.
in 2012. But I think the coolest part, which I know everybody says this, it's so like cliche, but the coolest part is getting to redo all of those things and make those memories again with the kids. That was to me, or even as a family, because
Mm-hmm.
we were together when I went. We had just started dating, but you
Right.
obviously didn't go on the trip. So that to me was one of the best parts, was like recreating all those same memories and like remembering like what it was like 13 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
but with the family. So that being said, I mean, yeah, Bryant Park was cool. Go to Bryant Park. Central Park
Well,
was
so
cool.
here's the thing that I don't know if you realize that Bryant Park and like all of those little shops and stuff, that's only for Christmas. That's a Christmas market.
No, I know, but Bryant Park was cool. Just in general, it was cool to like just walk around and see
To see what?
like I don't know what I'm trying to say. The geography, I guess.
What do you mean?
Like exploring different parts of New York City
Well,
was
right,
just cool
but
in general. I know that the
Bryant-
shops aren't there. I know that.
Right. Yeah.
It's
I mean,
just a
Bryant
square.
Park backs the New York Library too, which we didn't mention that. We went to
Right,
the,
but pause real quick because think
library.
about what you're saying. Central Park is blocks and blocks and blocks, and yeah, there's
Yes.
like cool things in there, but it's literally just a park too. It's just cool
Yeah.
because it's famous, it's known. So I'm
Right.
saying Bryant Park is cool to explore, whether the shops are there or not. It was just a bonus that the
I think
shops
it's
are there.
pretty empty once the shops are not there.
But the geography is what I'm saying. It's like
Okay.
seeing the city. Never mind. This
it
is
was
like the
that
freaking
other
lighthouse
park
conversation.
Yeah, it's like that other park that we walked by on our way to the Harry Potter store.
Yeah, it was cool to see.
Yes. Yeah.
And then you find places like that. Like, I mean, obviously you're going to know that the library is there, but like the Harry Potter store, maybe you didn't know.
Well, actually, we were on our way to the Harry Potter store and we happened to walk by that park.
Right. But what I'm saying is on the flip side,
Yes.
like if you're just walking around seeing the sights in New York City and then you happen upon, oh, there's a Harry Potter store. I don't know. Anyway, never mind. So Central Park was cool. Obviously, you have to do that.
Yeah.
The Empire State Building was cool to go up in, and I think it's worth it to go to the floor that we went. There's like the 86th, and then there's one above that. Don't pay for that.
We were on the 82nd, and it goes,
To like
or
112 or
maybe
something, or
the
105.
86th, then it goes up to the 102nd.
Yeah, don't go all the way up if you do that. It's not worth the extra money. Don't do that. You're gonna see everything you need to see on whatever the 80th something floor.
No, and the crazy part is, and you were making fun of me, or my sister was, about saying how small the Statue of Liberty was.
Hmm.
Because when
That
you're,
was you who said that. It's not small.
it
It's not
is,
small.
it is.
It's
And I have a picture
okay.
of Brixton that when you're on,
You're gonna piss me off on the podcast.
no, but here's the thing, and this is why I think I feel that way, is because when you're on top of the Empire State Building, and I have a picture of bricks looking out towards the Statue of Liberty.
Which is miles and miles and miles and miles away
It's
from you.
not miles and miles.
Dude, how it took us 20 minutes to drive down there.
Right, but that's 20 minutes. That's like traffic. So maybe 10 miles away. We'll look it up later. Either way, it's like minuscule. The other thing
But
is though,
okay,
and
again.
this is let me just tell you that when we were down by like
The bay.
the World Trade Centers and stuff. So I went there in, what did we say, 2005, 2006?
Okay.
Yeah, 2006. So that's only 5 years after the Trade
Yes.
Centers fell. None of those buildings looked familiar to me, which granted it's been 20 years, but still a significant amount of those buildings are new and they're a lot taller. So like maybe when the Statue of Liberty like was first here, it seemed a lot bigger because all of
You
the
think
buildings
she's like
were
you
smaller.
and she just got shorter over time?
No, I'm just saying that like it seems, and it is big. We were there. We went to the island and everything. But I think that as time goes on and these buildings just get bigger, it makes the Statue of Liberty seem smaller because of how much bigger these other buildings are now. Because even the Empire State Building is not the tallest building in New York anymore.
I know that. That was also how long ago was the Empire State Building built?
Right.
Think about how much a city changes over that course of time.
Well, I don't even know if I told you, but my grandma told me when she was a little girl, she went to the top of the Empire State Building with her.
You
either
told me
her
that
mom or
while we
her
were in the
grandma.
Empire State
Yeah.
Building.
Which is crazy.
Right. So that's how long it's been around, is what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
think about how much a city's changed even since we've lived in Simi. How much this
Right,
place has
right.
changed, you know what I mean? So anyway, so do that. Don't go all the way up. Go to the Macy's. Go walk around Times Square was cool. Obviously, we got to see it when it snowed, which was like a once in a lifetime experience. You could skip Liberty Bagels. BTS Bagel the Sandwiches was the spot to be, for, in my opinion, for bagels. We didn't really have all that much pizza. We only had one night, which was like whatever. I think we were just so hungry that
I
it was
thought
good.
Liberty Bagels was worth it at least the one time.
It was okay, but the bagel wasn't even good in my opinion. Like, it was just cool to get like a bagel that was pumped with food dye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jax even called me out on it.
Anyway, Statue of Liberty, you definitely have to go do. Ellis Island, it was cool, but it's more modernized. So like you're not looking through books anymore. It's all on your phone and you like do
Right.
a QR code. So
But even that, okay,
it was
so
cool to experience, but
I mean, so even that, so you go and you look up your relatives and then it's like, oh yeah, we found your relative and they, came here this year and that's it. And then
Right.
there's like a paywall, like, oh, you pay $30 and we can tell you more. And it's
Mhm.
like, okay. The cool part about Ellis Island was actually learning about like when it was in
The history of it,
operation.
yeah.
And learning too, because I was telling you there was a lot of things that you obviously had to read, but that the island itself is basically man-made.
Mhm.
And it started out significantly smaller, and then as the need for processing all these immigrants and different things, because things you don't think about, I didn't think about, is like people come in and they have these diseases and they have to be quarantined until they can be processed or whatever. They had like hospitals and room or housing for doctors and nurses and all of that on Ellis Island.
Right.
And then obviously too is because I think both of our ancestors from Italy came there. So I think that we're just thinking about obviously we think about like European ancestors, but on Ellis Island, they have so many artifacts from literally all over the world, like people coming through Ellis Island. So I feel like are so narrow-minded in thinking just about like our ancestors and who came over through Ellis Island in terms of us.
Hmm.
But the museum part of it just kind of like opens your eyes, like that it wasn't just European nations that were coming through, and like what different people brought with them, and stuff like that, which was kind of crazy.
Yeah. So you would say it was worth it then to go? Like you would say go? I would say go if
Yeah,
you're interested in
I
all
would
that.
say go, but don't be like, just anticipate that like,
High expectation.
yeah, don't anticipate you're gonna find like a census from when your ancestors came over, because you're gonna have to pay more for
Right.
that.
Yeah,
Because
like
there
even that guy who
was,
was like in that room, he's like,
yeah, they do
if
have
you spend $100, you
computers.
got 30 minutes or
Yeah,
something like that.
whatever it was. Yeah, you can look up records and stuff like that, but you would have to pay.
Hmm.
And it's like, I mean, I guess supply and demand, like
Right.
people, that's why they go there. But it just seems kind of like, okay.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Ground Zero obviously was cool to see. We didn't go up in the One World Trade Center, but um the firehouse across the street, the wall by the firehouse, I thought that
hmm
was cool.
and that block right there, actually, they have it closed off because they have a couple different. There's a fire truck, and I think it was like an ambulance or something that were used, and so the street right there is blocked off. So those first responder vehicles are there permanently, and so that was kind of crazy to walk by. And
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, because we were in California when all this happened, so we saw all of it happen on TV. Um, but even when I went in 2006, everything was still under construction. So I just remember like these chain link fences, and just people would, I don't remember how they did it, but they were like pictures. People had drawn pictures, like kids had drawn pictures covering these chain link fences. And so it was very much like still in cleanup mode, it seemed like, even 5 years later.
Well, yeah, you can imagine how much they had to. It still blows my mind today
Mm-hmm.
in 2025 that the streets look the way that they do.
Right.
Like that they're like in my mind, I'm like, I feel like I would see like somehow find like debris from 2001, 24, well, 25 now,
Well,
years ago
so
almost.
in, I
Like
think
it's crazy that they cleaned it up that well.
yeah, I think it's in the museum. So if you remember, the museum is just slightly like to
Hmm.
the right.
Yeah.
In the museum, I can't remember. I've seen it online where they kept a portion of like the doorways or something, and they still have spray paint on it from when the first responders were going through the doors, and they preserved
Yeah, I
them.
wouldn't be able to go to that.
No, and I think it would be hard too with the boys, because obviously like they, at least at their age, maybe when they're older and they can like appreciate it a little bit more, but it would be similar to like Ellis Island. It's a lot of reading. It's a lot
Hmm.
of, you know, it's like a history lesson, and
Right.
they would have been bored. And it would have meant a lot to us because we remember that.
Well, yeah, they didn't even live through it.
Right.
They weren't even born when it happened. Okay, so that brings me to my next point. I obviously got mine and we've already talked about it, but what was the highlight of the trip for you?
Um for
What was the one thing that you were like, I'm so glad we did that?
Rockefeller Center.
The ice skating in
Yeah.
general or the
Yeah.
whole experience?
Ice skating.
Ice skating?
That was also probably our most expensive
Yeah,
expedition or adventure or whatever. But
anticipate that.
what do you mean?
I'm saying if you
Yes,
for
yes,
anybody
yes.
who's going to do that, anticipate that it's going to be expensive.
I think when you book the tickets, you can kind of anticipate
Gauge.
it.
Yeah.
Yes, but
Well, you
I
figure
will
it's
say
such a
it's worth it, because here's the
if
other
you have
thing.
kids, I would say.
Well,
I
no,
wouldn't go if it was just me and you, to be honest.
really?
Nah, probably not.
Okay, so here's the other thing though, that like I've seen, leading up to going to New York. Obviously, my algorithm was like all around New York. At Central Park, I can't remember the price, but it's significantly cheaper to go to Central Park or Bryant Park. Bryant Park, it's free ice skating, but you
Oh,
have
to ice skate.
yes, but you have to rent the skates.
Hmm.
And then Central
That's
Park,
because
I'm
nobody
not
wants to
sure.
go there. That's why it's like you're talking about supply and demand.
But
That's
the
why it's
thing
so
is too
expensive.
is I don't know how like regulated it was
Mm.
at those places. Like maybe
Like
they
if you're
let
on for an hour.
no, at how many people they let on the ice at one time. I
Mm.
feel like at Rockefeller Center there wasn't that many people on the ice at one time.
Yeah.
So it didn't feel crowded.
Right.
Especially with the kids. Um, you know, the boys did great. I mean, it was like their first time ice skating and
Mm-hmm.
they did really good. But yeah, I think it was definitely worth it. It was definitely expensive, but yeah, I think it's one of those things that they'll remember the rest of their lives.
Hopefully. That was my top two. That was definitely my top
Mm-hmm.
thing that we did. That and then Carmine's. You have to go to Carmine's if you go there for
Mm-hmm.
food wise.
Mm-hmm.
And then all the breakfast and bagel spots that I mentioned. But
Well, so even Serendipity, because I think I had told you, but you didn't realize it until you like looked at the menu. Like it's a full restaurant, but we really just went there for dessert.
right.
And I would do that again.
Yeah.
Just do dessert.
I think that's what people do there anyway. They
Yeah.
usually go for that. Every time I brought up Serendipity, everybody's like frozen hot chocolate. So
that's what they're like famous for. And we went to the one in Times Square. So the original one is I think it's like on the Upper East Side.
on the upper lower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean it was like right there and probably maybe a lot less crowded, I'm not sure.
Yeah. Okay, so that was your highlight of the trip was Rockefeller Center ice skating. Oh, shout out, by the way, I forgot that I was rocking this. Pun intended. So what was the least? What was the least part? I don't know what I'm trying to say. What was the worst part?
Yeah.
What was the best part? What was the worst?
Probably the hotel. Which it wasn't.
We don't have to tell that story here. That's going to be a long story, but yeah.
No, and it wasn't terrible.
That's crazy that you say that too, because I'm such a snob for hotels.
Well, so here's the thing: is that the whole trip was really good.
Mm-hmm.
So.
But also too, I started getting to the point with the hotel where I was just like, we have been out so much, like I'm just grateful to have a bed to come back to.
Exactly, and
like
that's why
the hotel.
it's
Yes, it's
fine.
In the grand scheme, it sucked. It was trash. Okay, I won't say it was trash. That's being, I'm being too. Anyway, it wasn't the
brand name hotel.
It wasn't the greatest, but it got to the point where we had walked so much every single day. I was just like, I don't even care anymore.
Right.
Because obviously we're not living. It's not like we moved there. We're gonna be gone in.
Well, not only
4
that,
days.
but at least we got a room that the hot
Had
water.
hot water. We'll tell that story on the next podcast. I feel like
Yeah.
I've told everybody I train.
No, but I mean, and that's the thing. Like the hotel was fine for, like you said, because we were out and doing stuff like all day, pretty much.
But I do still like to, again, hotel snob. I do still like to, at this age, I like to come back and be comfortable.
Right.
Like even if we're gone all day and we're just coming there to sleep, which I get, it's like you don't want to pay all the money for a room to just sleep, which I also agree. Like if it's ridiculously expensive.
No, and here's the other thing is like I felt safe in the hotel. So at least we felt safe. And you know, like I said, it was a brand name hotel. There was only so much you can do when you're like looking at hotels that are all the way across the country.
Right.
And obviously when they post pictures to their website or whatever, it's going to be in the best lighting, probably the best room that they have that they're
That's like
showing
Instagram.
you.
That's everybody on Instagram.
Right. So there's really,
Best angles,
it's
best
hard.
lighting.
Yeah. Hard to tell. I did like that it was slightly off of Times Square so that it wasn't as loud as if we would have stayed right in Times Square.
100%.
If we were right in Times Square, maybe I wouldn't have felt as safe. Like, I don't know, you know, but
yeah.
For the key points, like it was fine.
Yeah,
but
I mean, it checked all the boxes. It just was just like there was a couple incidences, which
we'll just mark them off as like annoying more than anything.
Yeah, we'll do this. If anybody watched this far, comment if we should do a video comment if we should do a video on the breakdown of the two. There was two incidences. One was the hotel, and then there was another airport story, which was kind of crazy.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Yeah, I'll take responsibility for that. But yeah, if you've made it this far, comment and then let me know if we should do like a separate episode just on that. But is there anything else on the New York front that you want to cover? Or you feel like we covered everything?
I think that was it. The only other thing that I was just thinking about is when we went to FAO Shorts and I really wanted that bunny
Bunny, yeah.
that had the New York print on the inside of the ears and you could embroider it. Um, and they, I asked if they had it and she's like,
Sold
no,
out.
we've
You
been
said like
sold.
2
Yeah,
weeks.
we're, yeah, the back ordered or whatever through March or something. And I was like, okay. And I was so bummed. But they had a Build-A-Bear.
Could you have called ahead, by the way, to find that out?
I don't know.
I mean, you would have to anticipate that it would be that in demand, I guess, to call and be like, "Do you guys have it?"
I guess it's kind of like, who knows? Had they anticipated, I mean, they know how many people come during Christmas time, I feel like.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, who knows? Did they put a quantity? You can only buy so many of this bunny. Who knows?
Mhm.
But it worked out because I ended up getting a Build-A-Bear
Mhm.
that had FAO Schwartz on the foot and then New York pajamas. So it was still like
Yeah,
New
for sure. Still
York
New
and
Yorkish. Yeah.
yeah, so that worked out. And the boys got all their souvenirs.
Mhm.
So yeah, I mean, honestly, it was probably one of my favorite trips we've been on.
So far, we
Yeah,
got more,
yeah,
more stuff. Because
definitely
there's,
highly recommend bringing kids to New York during Christmas. It's
yeah.
oh, and then the lights sacks with that, which that was like crazy,
Uh huh.
but definitely worth it to see it.
Yeah, just experience it during the winter time. Because when I went, it was September, and I don't remember when you went, but it wasn't winter.
June.
Yeah, so summer.
Yeah.
So it was cool to experience during the winter. It's definitely a different. I felt like it was like a different vibe to the city for sure.
Yeah.
Like it was still like magical when we went in September because I'd never seen New York, so it was like
Yeah.
cool to see all the buildings and all the lights and like I always say it's like the East Coast version of LA. Like I feel like LA is the West Coast version of New York. You know what I mean?
I guess, but
Like that's if people come to the West Coast, California, like that's where they're coming is LA. If people go to the East Coast, most likely they're going to New York. You know what I mean?
yeah, but also out here, everything is, and I think we talked about this, everything is so much more spread out. There's
For
no
sure.
way you could be walking around
No, in LA.
downtown and then walk to Hollywood, or
Right, right, right,
like,
right. Yeah, it's definitely more open. There's more land out here in LA than in
mhm.
New York, but similar vibes. It's like the city life. People come
I
to
don't
California and
know.
New York for the city life. I totally feel like that.
I don't feel like people are out walking as much in LA as they
Because
are
you
in New
just
York.
said it's so vast. There's so
I
much
guess, but
ground to
even
cover.
downtown, like nobody works downtown.
Well, on like Hollywood Boulevard, you might go like bar
Right.
hopping or whatever. People are gonna
Yeah,
be
that's
out
true.
walking the streets,
Yeah, that's true.
but it's in a very specific area of LA. It's not like New York is like all over the place. There's
Yeah.
people walking at all hours of the day and
Mm-hmm.
night.
Mm-hmm.
LA is more
Oh,
populated in one
Madison
area.
Square Garden too.
Yeah. I mean, we didn't go there. We just walked by it and
Yeah.
took a photo.
Yeah.
But anyway, okay. Is there anything else on that side?
No, that's it. But on the next one, we'll talk about the Uber shuttle too, because I highly recommend that.
Okay. There wasn't really much, but yeah, we could talk about that on the next one.
Well,
But
it's like a newer thing, so.
I want to end it like this. We kind of already did this, but I have one for me that I wanted to do on this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
2026 now, it's the second day, so February 2nd.
Mm-hmm.
February 2nd, January 2nd. Whoa. I don't
And I
know
just
where.
go, mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's like, "Yep, it's February 2nd
Whatever you
already."
say.
January 2nd. What if any, and I hate this by the way. I'm not a big fan of this, but what if any is your resolution for 2026? And you can give as many or as little as possible and as vague or as broad as possible.
Well, I already told you, but just trying to take care of myself more.
Mhm.
Obviously I work from home, so it's very easy to just like roll out of bed and do what the boys need to do to get them to school and then clock in for work. So taking that extra time in the morning to do what I need to do so that I feel better about myself, especially working out.
Mhm.
I got to get back on that. But I don't want to be
It's not like
like,
we have a home gym or anything.
right. But I don't want to be like, oh, new year, new me. I want it to be like general, like focus on myself.
Mhm.
Yeah, especially obviously with the boys, like it's very easy to just like get caught up in the routine of taking care of them and not taking care of myself.
I feel like that happens a lot with parents.
Yeah.
Like you start to just, which is fine, like to put your kids first. Well, it's okay every now and again, but I would say you still have to put yourself first over your kids. I know that sounds really bad, but
No,
I
it's
feel
like
like,
that put the mask on yourself kind
well,
of
not only
thing.
that, but like, which we've talked about before is like or I feel like for me specifically, like I feel like I'm a better parent when I start doing things that I need to for me. And that's not
Yeah.
just like working out, but it could be something as like taking me time to like decompress or unplug from
Right.
like
I mean,
work.
we've talked about me getting my nails done, and it takes me like an hour, right, to go and get my nails done, but
Right.
it's an hour to myself.
Right. So
And
that's what I'm saying is like that self care aspect and any, whatever that means, like doing that will ultimately, I feel like, in my opinion, will make you a better parent because you're not, so it's not like when you're caught up in all of the like go, go, go and like do this,
or you're
dad, do
not
that, mom,
constantly
do this.
clocked on,
Yeah. So it's like
mom
when you get
mode.
to unplug like that for a little bit and do something for yourself, I feel
Mm-hmm.
like it makes you better.
I agree.
So
I
that was
could
it.
just wake up in the morning.
Just got it. You have to do it.
I know.
I'll end with this because I've already said this to you, but this is a good like quote to put in here is like the first time you do anything, whether it's working out or whatever it is that you want to do, but it's hard, right? The first time that you do it is always going to be hard. And so I always tell people the longer you postpone it, you're just prolonging that hard.
Right.
Like people are always like, "Oh, it's been so hard because like we talked about like right now it's colder in the morning."
Yeah.
Obviously. So it's like it's been hard because it's been so much colder in the morning. And it's like, "Well, I'm just going to wait for it to warm up." Or it's like, "Oh, I didn't sleep that well last night, so I'm really tired. I need the extra sleep. So I'm going to wait till I have, you know, a better night's sleep." And it's like, but the act of what you have to do is still going to be difficult. So you're
Mm-hmm.
just postponing that difficult time. It's always going to
Right.
be hard the first time. So you have to just get over that. Like, I'll start when, or I'll do this when, or I'll do that when. It's like, it's always going to be hard.
Mm-hmm.
Just do it. It's never going to get easier,
Right.
especially if you postpone it. Like, you're just wasting more time for it to be hard.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that was it. But that was your New Year's resolution.
Yeah.
Take care of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I'll do my one and then we'll end it like this because this is how I wanted to end it. And I've only told one person this, and it's because I want this person, said person, to come on the podcast. But my goal, since we're on a podcast now, this is the only one I'm going to put verbally into the universe. Everything else I already put in my notes, and I got a timestamp for my goals for 2026. So it'll be interesting to see if I hit them all or if I fall short. And then I know what I need to work on next year. But for the podcast thing, I want to start small because I feel like I'm very guilty of, and a lot of people are guilty of, setting goals that are too big. And then when you don't hit it and you miss the mark, you get discouraged. So I'm starting small. And if more happens, more happens. But my goal for this podcast is I want to try and do 10 different people within the year
Mm-hmm.
and one quote unquote, and I use that term loosely, celebrity guest. And that doesn't have to be like a Kim Kardashian celebrity type level. I just mean somebody with like presence online.
Okay.
Doesn't necessarily have to be somebody who has 1 million followers.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't have to be an actual celebrity, but like somebody with a decent presence would be interesting. That could be somebody that has 50,000 followers on Instagram
Mm-hmm.
or a YouTube channel
Right.
or another podcast channel. Anyway, so that's my goal. That's the only one I'm putting out there.
Okay.
2026. So we'll see. That one is now live. So I have to do my best to follow through on that. But it'll be interesting to see. Today's the second day of February, apparently. It'll be interesting to see in 1 year, 365 days from now, if I actually did that. So that's it. Hopefully it's more. And maybe I'll just be like, what was that one girl who got Drake on her podcast?
Oh, Bobby.
Bobby. Yeah. You got to shoot your shot.
I don't think that's. Well, maybe that is what happened.
She literally said that she'd done like 5 episodes and she just DM'd him. It was like, hey, come be on my podcast. And he was like, sure.
She had a following.
No, she didn't.
On TikTok. Yes, she did.
Oh, on TikTok, maybe.
But I followed her before she did all that.
She wasn't big on her podcast, though. She only had like 3 or 4 episodes.
No, but she had an Instagram and TikTok following already.
But hell, you think Drake knew that?
No,
knew
but
who
I
Bobby
think she was verified, so she had that.
On Instagram?
I think so.
Yeah, but you could... Dude, if I paid $30 right now, I could be verified on Instagram.
Okay, that
doesn't
was
mean anything.
before.
Anyway, okay, my point is that she had like I think it was less than 5 episodes. Shot her shot and it worked.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying that's me shooting my shot.
Okay.
But it doesn't have to be like a Drake. You know? Maybe it happened. Maybe it was Britney.
There you go. Yep.
She got online presence. Maybe I already did it. And I don't have to do it anymore. Anyway, okay, that's it. Thanks for coming to the podcast.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Peace.